This is your title screen? It's just a film reel PNG with a logo on top. That sound design is doing some real heavy lifting here. This game was very obviously designed to be a VR game, and they just launched it in flat mode. And to that I have to say, thank God! I love a good VR game, but this particular game doesn't seem like it'd be the easiest thing to do in VR. Also, the flat mode conversion is shockingly good for what it is.
Anymore.
Awesome to hear. Well, listen, we need you to take one more shift for us, since you're our closest technician in the area.
Wait, what? I can barely keep my eyes open.
I know, the grind is exhilarating, isn't it? We're so happy to have you on the Fazbear team. You can't fool me, though. You're just trying to snag one of those $25 gift certificates at the end of the year for outstanding performance.
The fact most managers actually acts like this.
No, I'm doing it because you guys keep threatening to dock my pay and repo my truck.
So, Fazbear were always like this? Weird, I keep forgetting that we don't really know the early years before what happened before the Bite of 83.
This would be a piece of cake. We had this contractor named Edwin Murray. He was developing some tech for us, but he's gone quiet.
And so, Edwin is now game canon. Honestly, I'm so fucking glad it wasn't another thing Henry did. If I get to Pizza Sim, you'll see why I'm happy it isn't more Henry shenanigans. So that was Secret of the Mimic. I know Steel Wool games are usually short, but not that short. Are these Mr. Hippo cards? As in the ones from like 50 years in the future?
Should be in the van.
So the Data Diver is essentially what they wanted the security badge system to be in SB. But actually well done. It feels weird having to use the stick as my hand, but it's way better than how it once it's flat mode, that's for sure. The mail system in this game is confusing at first. What they don't tell you is that you've downloaded the mail to your Data Diver and can go to a terminal to look at these stored logs. I've seen a bunch of YouTubers not know what's going on, and it's not really explained well. Even just a line from Hand Unit about being able to see your mail on the terminals would have been more than enough. This game isn't fucking around with the brightness settings. So this is about when you'll notice that Steel Wool took away your ability to jump. And while it takes some getting used to, it also means there's way less chances for you to jump up and break the AI, or find a way to glitch out of bounds. And you could argue Arnold being on a 36-hour shift before starting this one is why he never jumps. He's just too tired to.
David, where is my ball? I'm running out on the road. There is a car, and it is going to hit me.
The autosave system here is very generous, and on top of that, there are ways to trigger an autosave. And while I miss having save stations I can manually save at, this system is just objectively better, simply because I can force an autosave by doing stuff. Or rather, it's better than how Secure Reach handled its save system, as that really needed more autosaves.
Welcome! The show's just begun! There's so much to be done! You want to be here to stay? It's a one-of-a-kind fantasy workshop where you'll quite simply be amazed!
Helpy? But you're based on Funtime Freddy. Wait, does this mean that people would base Funtime Freddy on Mr. Helpful? Or base Funtime Foxy rather, since Mangle probably for the Funtimes? God, this naming convention is stupid. Monty, is the curse lifted? Are you finally able to show up again? After Help 1-2, I just assumed Steel Wool sent you to the Shadow Realm, never to be seen again. There's two of them! That being said, Mrs. Helpful here actually has a lot of good plot stuff behind her. Oh. Okay. How did they even come up with half of these symbols? These are some really abstract symbols.
Old Murray made some neat stuff over the years, and unfortunately it seems that one of his most creative inventions may have encountered some homicidal glitches in its programming. Now, these things happen, and I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, but you should probably worry about it. He was working on an endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume or character, large or small, with the ability to take on the persona of the character it occupies. With the addition of the aforementioned homicidal tendencies, of course.
See everyone, was it that hard now to just explain shit? As a cute little mini game to get an upgrade, I will take this over whatever the fuck Security Breach was trying to do half the time. This is another instance where it's really easy to tell this is a VR game, as these things control like ass. So, how does the inventory system actually work? Is it a series of pneumatic tubes shooting around different items? Don't get me wrong, I prefer having to physically store my items compared to SB where it just kind of phases into a menu. But I do have to ask, how does this even function? Well, shit, that actually got me. So what caused all this damage? Was it the Mimic or something else? So here's a better look at the brightness options, and as you can see, that slider makes a genuine world of difference here. I'm glad you're allowed to dial it into the perfect brightness for you. What are some of these things? Canned milk? Cola-roni? Roxy root beer? Half of these sound disgusting.
Blue streak speeds by.
My grandfather's clock? So we're gonna get a prototype puppet or something?
My name is Jackie, and I'm fucking Becky. Yeah.
Holy fuck, you're huge! This Fredbear's poster is noticeably lower res than the rest of the posters, leading me to assume that they just used the inventory asset from SB rather than the original file. Unless the original file was always this low res. Yeah, I should have seen this coming, but holy crap is she violent. I kinda love it. See, this is what Huggy should have had going on in Chapter 1. The stretchy arms make for an interesting chase, as it means even if you're running and can't see her body, her arms stretch on and spook you. It's good shit. And that's it for Jackie. No, I'm serious. You can't find or destroy Jackie or anything. She's just dead. We have to sit through this whole thing again. The sin here is I accidentally forgot to put this in the inventory machine. I don't think this should have worked like this. How did I respawn with it still in my hand? I don't know, I still haven't been able to replicate it since. I don't think I've ever played a VR game that got a flat mode transition as well as everything here did. What in the help wanted am I doing here? Oh yay, something cheeky. Holy shit, that's a dead guy. I've done 10 wins for being able to pet these guys. It's a 10 out of 10 game now.
Music Man!
Or rather Big Top. Meh, close enough. These Help Wanted 2 mini-games work really well here, especially compared to that game's flat mode. The hitboxes on these mannequins are really damn bullshit. Sometimes they'll just go off and I swear I never touched them. Just hearing Big Top walking towards you while you're scrambling to solve a randomly generated puzzle. It continues to make this the scariest FNAF game. Alright, let's do this 2 more times, because that'll make you love it more, right? So, is this thing so hilariously rigged that somebody ends up getting the grand prize because it's everything to power off? Also, he left off screen because I have no idea how they animate Big Top just leaping out of the area. The fact so many people think Trisha is Mrs. Afton. Now this is a sin because Scott just won't explain if William adopted or actually had a partner, or if he did mitosis. You know, in this franchise, that's a shockingly possible Fazgoo related option. My kid's said to be the spitting image of William after all. Hold the fuck up. What's going on? What did I just do? Ah. See, what I did was I loaded the next zone, then edged the transition zone. I think that teleported me back over to where the game is meant to be when loading. I don't think I'm meant to be here. How the fuck did that happen? Also, I guess you really do just get teleported during the checker chase. This is my 5th time doing this because of that glitch. I like how the weather changed from the opening. It makes it feel like a lot of time has passed. Holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, move, move, move. Jesus Christ, move! See, this is what I think the DJ should have been. They use this guy's raw scale in so many different and dynamic ways. Such as sneaking under the floorboards with him slamming through, or him slamming those damn mannequins into the ground to block you off. It's probably the best chase in the game if you ask me, because there's always a need to just keep moving, and it brings a lot of variety with it. And thus, Arnold killed another boss by passing out while falling. This better not become a trend.
I'm guessing you took care of it. Well done.
No, no, no. I almost died again. You need to send help. Get me out of here now.
Amazing. We'll look into it.
While we don't really hear much from Arnold after this gives way more characterization in a couple of words than Cassie got for most of Ruin. Mostly because of the tone in the character's voice. Thanks, Kellen. Energize spring locks? As in a spring lock suit? Hell yeah, let's build one! While I should be more upset about how this place is something of a small maze, the limbs being in pretty random locations, it honestly seems like Mori was too busy genuinely being terrified of the mimic to pay enough attention. Most of the places are given some kind of indication of them being important. Other than this arm, nothing sticks out about this arm. To me at least. So I guess the movie design is what we're doing for the spring locks? Fair enough. Also, we're piloting a spring lock suit. This is the first time in the series we get to play inside of one. And while right now it is pretty limited, they do capitalize on this later on. I also like how Mimic sees us as a friend when we're inside the suit. It's also a good bit of horror when you walk through here with your spring lock suit, completely immune to Mimic's vision, only to leave it at the vent you crawled into, and to be left needing to make your way back to it. If SB ever did this with Freddy, it may have made Freddy a more effective gameplay mechanic. Another bit of effective game design is that they made these targets stand out so you know what you should and what you can shoot. So when it comes to the fallen vent, you know what to do with it. What the fuck is that?
Oh, why did you go? You weren't even supposed to be there. You were supposed to be here with me and David. Oh, how am I supposed to tell David that his mother is gone? How am I supposed to raise a kid on my own? His life is ruined. My life is ruined.
Do you actually care about Fiona dying or not? Edwin's performance is pretty good most of the game, but this is not a highlighted moment. Also, finally, we know what all the Fall Fest setup was about, and people thought we were going to Fall Fest in this game, and that we'd see Carney and shit. What the fuck was that?
Some writers, crew, and puppeteers holding you back? Then, boy, have we got some news for you. Welcome to the MCM television studio of the future. Here, there's no need for a cast or crew. Our patented Stage Manager software keeps your show on track and condensed to fit your broadcast time slot, including commercial breaks. If writers have you blocked, use an MCM story template. Simply supply the Stage Manager with the desired character names, location, and genre. It writes itself. Additional story templates available for purchase. What about the talent? Well, we removed the talent. No difficult puppeteers, demanding actors, or movie directors needed. Our system is drama-free. Simply interact with the performance by shooting targets to progress the story. And of course, you'll save a fortune on production costs.
So, Edwin's an AI bro. Sure, makes sense with everything we've seen from him. So there's a glitch you can do here, which I believe has been called telekinesis by the Fender, where you can go to grab something and then move away the last second that you keep full control of the switch. Meaning the puzzle you need for high security clearance to make work, you don't actually need it for. Who put strings on a target? Is this the origin of Foxy? Foxy did always stand out from the group, and was always off to the side. So it makes sense if he wasn't a part of the original Fazbear Club, instead part of the MCM. That I kind of vibe with. This whole thing is also pure dumb fun. I'm glad this is here to cut up gameplay some. You know, shows off more of the MCM, what it was meant to be, while still having some kind of threat. Also, we have to talk about Pirate Roxy. They gave her 2 eye patches. She will never live having her eye stolen by some random 12-year-old. How the heck do we survive this?
I am recycling. Edwin Murray coined the term, and it will soon be an industry standard.
Edwin created recycling? Is there anything this man didn't invent? I guess the concept of bringing your child back in the form of a robot and then abusing it before dying, but that's probably it. I love how Dolly just zooms around this very tight area. You have to stay on the track and keep your ears open and eyes open, just in case she zooms right into you and kill you. So, while it's a great moment to see Mimic up and on the move, and I like seeing the fact that Mimic actually has to prop up his feet like high heels because he really gets in character, this section genuinely sucks. There's no real way of working around it for me. The area's a little too cramped, so much so there's not room to work with in terms of actually getting the objective complete. And it's a little unclear on what you need to do. And do you know what's even funnier? The trash receptacle that you need to drop your trash into, you can just drop the damn rats inside. This skips needing to get the trash cubes. This whole area feels unfinished. I honestly love the dolly chase. It feels like the most complete of this whole ordeal. Starting with dropping trash onto Dolly, before thinking we're in the clear and making it into the elevator, and then seeing this happen, with the music kicking in. It's so damn cool. Molten Dolly is cool. But follow-up, Tungsten Mimic. If you know, you know. I had a lot of issues understanding what I was meant to do here. I like Fiona, but this area drags because of the constant talking. And while it's in character and fits with the second half of this section, you know, to make it more tense, it doesn't work the first time through, and it's just kind of boring. Something this game usually isn't. Boy, I sure do hope nothing falls and bugs me out. Called it. Fiona, this is completely in character for you, but please hurry up. I've got molten plastic and molten metal dripping onto me while surviving off of being barely awake and working for 39 hours of no sleep. This is about 3 AM now. Please let me move on already. And suddenly I care about the mimic more than Ruin ever got me to.
Been standing in front of all night.
Dispatch, that's a PNG. I don't know what you're on about. Wait, is that Chica? Fuck yeah. The death is goofy, but it fits for Chica. I should have died here. Ugh! This room. This fucking room. This whole thing is a mess, and it never feels like there's enough room to work with and do what I need to. Just fuck this room, 5 cents. Thanks DualSense for having about 5 seconds of battery life. Okay, that's just actually a dead guy. Why is this in the middle of the warehouse? David's stuff was outside. These fuckers. Look, on my most recent playthrough, I was able to just genuinely run through this section, but that was due to having knowledge of the layout and not having to collect anything. But this area was already tight as is, so putting in these fuckers that can just kill you if you get too close, and will instantly alert the mimic if you get close, but not as close, but still close, further cements this as being the worst boss fight in the game. 5 sins.
Welcome, creators. We're now taking suggestions for original ideas and characters. Let us help make your dreams come true. Place your submissions in the idea box. There's no bad ideas. Express yourself. Please ignore our previous request. There are bad ideas. Very bad ideas.
What the heck do the creators do to cause this? Like, it's good character work, and it's fun world building, but I want to know what it was. I'm going to assume it was Moon, because trust me, if you saw this thing, yeah, you'd want to stop that too. W.A.? Well, at least we know the idea of William even being a halfway decent person before non-applicable Afton got the big chomp is dead.
Project update. I figured it out. There's a leak. Someone told them about M2. Well, they can't have it.
So, who leaked this? We never do learn. I know people think Phone Guy leaked it because of the Ralph name being in the message. We don't have a definitive answer on who leaked it. Also, why the fuck is Mimic an acronym? What is it an acronym for?
Attention all personnel. The power surges have become more frequent. Please use extreme caution when venturing down into the tunnels.
Foreshadowing is a technique where...
You're not him. You're not! Stop sounding like him!
Ah, so that's why Mimic learned violence. Good thing I didn't need to read a book or something to hear this. What the fuck is that? 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 So this thing is very obviously not the Mimic. It can genuinely teleport. Something you're forced to watch, can induce hallucinations, and has a child laughter behind him. Fuck it, this is the better Golden Freddy. At least we're not arguing how important this guy is to some epilogue game. While I'm not happy to admit how much I fucked up on this section, looking back over everything, it was because I was so genuinely scared I made a bunch of irrational decisions. It's not often a game can get me to do that. This is a win because that's a good sign I felt genuinely terrified. This is the section I'm least looking forward to seeing in VR. Not because I think it'll be buggy, but because I'm going to piss my pants.
Recording? Test, test. levels are... Someone that sounds like her. Set frequency to 4625. Hello? Hello? Is anyone there? Over. Say something. It's me, Edwin. Over.
That's good, honey, but from the party.
So, ultimate question. Is M1 possessed? She reused a voice line from elsewhere, but given that Edwin had no idea what caused M1 to work and physically couldn't replicate it, at least the endo, my theory is that M1 is possessed by Fiona, which caused M1 to lock into the Fiona persona, while M2 isn't possessed or only has agony, letting him switch between multiple personas. It's a theory, a game theory, but still, I think it's more likely than half the theories the fanbase came up with, like the idea of WA and HRY223 stealing everything. I'm happy they named this after a phobia, as even though Tales isn't game line, that felt like the kind of thing that would be in a Tales of Fright story, but you know, it wasn't stretched out for 50 pages too long. I like this ending. I genuinely like how once M1 gets exactly what they want, they just let us go. It gives more depth to an antagonist. There's a very reasonable reason to have this alternate ending. How the fuck did you end up in here? Did you drive the van into the garage? What in the help wanted is going on here? Oh yeah, M2 is glitch traps, this makes sense. I think.
They treat me like some contractor to crack a whip at.
They? As in both HRY223 and William Afton? I love the further character development because dear god one of them needs it. The fact that Parachute.exe has been staring you in the face the whole time, since you first got here at the beginning of the game, it's great stuff, because foreshadowing is a technique where... You know what? I love this speech too much to interrupt it, so fuck you, I'm gonna let the whole thing play out and then add on 5 wins. Because god damn does this deserve it.
That area is off limits. You have made your choice. You are not going to make it out of here alive. I thought you were different. I thought you might understand. But you're just like the others.
The other technicians, workers. They didn't listen, and it caught them all. Now it's your turn to play dress up. When he catches you, which one will he choose? Who are you deep down inside? Another worker bee? A bumbling bee? Perhaps a busy bee? In many ways, tonight has been a comedy of errors. A jester would suit you well. Or a bunny, running from danger, scared and stupid, searching for a hole to hide in. No, you did everything I asked up to this point. You were an obedient dog, a good dog. Then you bit the hand that fed you.
This overtakes HRY223's speech in Pizza Sim as the best monologue in the series. How the fuck do you still function? Especially since I left you at the bottom of the stairwell last time I checked. And so now we get to R&D. And the sin here isn't towards the section. It's towards the fanbase who doesn't understand how contract work actually works. And welcome to the Prototype Fazbears. Based on the Help Wanted hub world, this area makes a lot of sense in universe as a place for Edwin and Fiona to test out different ideas Fazbear would want them to. Which, given how massive the Fazbear contract was, of course they'd want to make a place like that. There's a lot to test, between the Springlocks and the real boss. So why does R&D M2 have a Help Wanted Toy Bonnie ear? Who the fuck is Bub? I get rejected characters would realistically exist, but Bub really did just come out of nowhere. Unless they're also meant to be the same dog from the movie, which, yeah, that would check out. While we're here, let me just say, the design of R&D M2 is practically perfect, no notes.
Aren't they insane? The look of these new animatronics is Fiona's design, and they're great. Oh, first they approved the art, then they approved the proofs. Now they changed their minds. Well, we're so close to final. Why?
So Fiona designed the classics? I'm actually pretty on board with that idea. I can buy HRY223 didn't design them. And it's pretty in character for him to not do shit. Like that time he spent 40 years just twiddling his thumbs despite knowing William killed his still unnamed daughter. As I know I'm playing FNAF 1 in reverse. This is how you do a good callback. We take multiple suits and drain the powers of M1's dog. Hello there, Monty. I see they decided to make you really damn important after you pulled a Vanny in Help Wanted 2. And hey, Springlock Monty, that's a really fun concept. Might even add in more reasons to why he's so aggressive to Bonnie and Freddy and SB, as they weren't MCM characters like Roxy and Chica were. Hi, Orville! Hello there, old friend, Fredbear. Bonnie, shut up, please.
Test. Journal entry. I got the change order from Hen last night. None of this makes sense. I'm almost done. Why change it now? It would be so much easier to keep using the spring locks. Just hire some teens to wear the suits like we always do.
So, Hen ordered last-second changes to the spring locks. Was this because William was trying to force the contracts to fail? Was it because he realized just how dangerous these suits are? Was it because he was also a shady businessman? I guess we'll never know. Shouldn't I need the suit for this? Suddenly Mixus! So I'm assuming Fiona is Mixus? Or at least her M1 code was reused for the DLC rabbit? Also, it's only 5 AM now? We did all of this in under 5 hours? That's less believable than the shit Gregory did in SB. I really like how we do see Fiona's motives here. She genuinely wants to save her son, and she can use the fact that M2 endlessly hunt Arnold down as leverage to make him work for her. It's good shit. What was this level of villain writing when it came to Peepaw?
Edwin, it doesn't make sense. It's terrible, and there's no logic behind it. It happened, and you have to deal with it. You did it before. We can fix things together. I am here to help.
Sorry you lost your kid, dear, but hey, you could always build another. I'm sure it won't be difficult to put the pieces together. Edwin, you had a lot of money you needed to make because you were losing so much. Why the fuck did you build a tunnel under your house to your place of employment when you literally live across the damn road? And look at Fake Out. They had the elevator fixing panel here, and then you never need to use it. It builds tension that never goes anywhere, letting you sit on this until you make your exit. How the fuck did you get here before me? Did you walk outside the factory? Elsewhere I can kind of excuse it, but here, there's no possible way you beat me here without going outside the factory. I love seeing how Edwin, while trying to be a good man, had a very real issue in that he wasn't a good father, businessman, or husband, given he would replicate his wife with a robot. We have technology! And thank God, because I genuinely was not expecting this to be here, as I never got this far in watching people play the game. I don't know if you can hear this, but in the areas where Mimic can't normally access, the sound goes dead quiet, and then if you're not in these areas, it ramps right the fuck back up. You normally don't notice this because you're not ever really forced to go into one of these areas, not for long enough for it to matter anyway. But here in the finale, you have to go in and out of this one safe zone a lot. Why does Edwin have chains hanging in his doorway?
When you need to. I know you are excited, but you can't let them know. It's not safe. They wouldn't understand. Keep it between us for now.
So, what's going on with Fiona here? Why does she want to keep this a secret just for now? Is this about M2? Because M2 wasn't created for about 2 years after M1 was successful, so she wouldn't have a reason to want to keep herself secret unless I missed something.
Okay,
This is the one. Bigger than the Cleanovac.
that's great, honey, but you're missing the party.
David's 2 years old. He won't remember.
I love getting a deeper dive into Edwin's character. He's by far the most fleshed out and well-written character in all 11 mainline games. So the moment that definitively debunked Tales games without a second doubt. Gotta love it. Want to see winning strategies to give you a lot more room around the house? Here you go! Do this one simple trick and you can easily win. For a while at least. And here I was thinking the Mimic was meant to be smart. If you watch these in order, you'd have realized Fiona was meant to be dead. So this will come as a shock and make you wonder if these are in order.
David, where is my ball?
This is great. He's gonna love it. Fiona, did you make this?
I baked it myself. For David's special day.
Great job.
And thus we get the bomb drop of M1 being the Endo at some point. It's something they keep hinting to and saying in a lot of areas, but actually seeing it hold the cake, it's a haunting moment. One that makes me love the Mimic Saga even more. This is what the whole saga should have been. Something they haven't been able to recapture since Glitch Trap in Help Wanted 1 dancing on the stage where you're just watching while being Freddy Fazbear yourself. This code is randomized, so you have to engage with the final boss fight. That's good game design right there. So why was this in Help Wanted 2? This model was cut up and hidden inside the Van Eye network for mode of Help Wanted 2, while the van was in normal mode. And we're going to cover that van thing later on, but I want to know why this model was put into Help Wanted 2. Was it just to cover something up? Edwin, I am sending you a technician. He has your M2 blueprint as well as executive access. While the M2 began as a copy of my program, I believe it has become something more. It wasn't me. It was different, and somehow it has been damaged and is malfunctioning. M2 can no longer be controlled. It will no longer listen. It mimics rage. It has done many bad things. No one who enters the MCM is safe. Please reconsider. Finish the program. So here we get to see that Fiona really wasn't lying about having no way of communicating with Edwin, because while she manipulates this truth, she still says the truth. This series of 4 messages really sell the idea about Edwin not being able to focus on one single task, always having to bounce to the next big invention. And it's probably the reason why the Cleanovac worked as well as it did. He sat down and fully completed that one. What he eventually tried to do with M2. Something he had no idea why it worked.
Test. Journal entry. Too bad the new power test was a failure. Due to a minor detonation, there is damage to my office interior, as well as a small fire. Note to self, portable cleaner that gets rid of smoke damage. Oh, better yet, a Cleanovac attachment. Help! M2! Respond! Emergency! Call for help! Daddy's busy, buddy. Why don't you go outside and play? Please! I can't move. I can't feel my legs. You know, speaking of legs, what do you think? I just finished mine. There are still a few kinks to work out. I'm sorry, M2. I lost my temper. I was always gonna fix you. Please, call for help. M2, respond. Oh, can't right now, buddy. We can do something fun tomorrow. I promise. Ask your mom if she's not busy. M2, help.
Edwin dying to his own shitty parenting is a perfect ending to such a flawed character. He tried to do good, but in needing to keep working, he accidentally caused his own death and creating a monster. Puppet designs. Are we saying he created the puppet? Look, I can buy and even enjoy him making the classics, but the puppet is one character I just don't buy Edwin making. Once again, how did you get here? And why? Only now. Spent a long ass time sitting there and listening to some audio. This is the second time he loses to an elevator, and by the time of Ruin, like 60 years later, you'd think he'd learn how to handle this situation. Okay, so long one here. The best and worst part of this game is M1. M1 is more what sells the idea of the Mimic. She is a program able to perfectly mimic someone and use their mimicking capabilities in very interesting ways, acting as a foil for another character, and letting the other characters show more of their own characterization. This case, showing the decline of Edwin and how M1 played into it, which makes M2 seem even worse in comparison, because M2 almost came close to this with Vanny and Glitch Trap, mimicking somebody and being able to act as a foil who causes the downfall of another character, which should have been Vanessa. This whole M1 and Edwin things feels like a second attempt at what Glitch Trap was meant to be. which, given this game feels like a second attempt at SB, could have very well been the case. We can't even do this with Glitchtrap anymore because, well, he's kinda dead. While M2 could do this with Cassie, that's years in the future and I'm kinda nervous. This is the best Steel Wool era game, without a doubt, but a lot of what makes it work is very specific stuff they just kinda can't do in the modern story. Or something is not a point and click game, so it's actually terrible or something. So, why does Creator.exe cause the whole MCN to collapse? What the fuck are these things? It's never actually said, they just kind of show up. So what, did Edwin make people take this thing out? Why? Why doesn't he have a shell? Why make this the final impression to your customers? And FNAF cliché number 4625. The game must end with a fire. We've done this 4 times now. 3, 6, SB, and Secret of the Mimic. Why is the van even here? It was last in the garage. You can see the second one over there in the distance. It was last in the garage. Who moved it? Did M2 move it? Why? How did M2 end up being able to catch up to a speeding van? Arnold is going as fast as he can here, presumably. I know M2 doesn't have a speed cap when he's chasing you, but does that mean he can actually catch up to a speeding van? So, what does M2 actually want? Why the data diver storage, not the wrench? I sure do hope the next canonical game to feature M2 and his endo explains this. What's that? There's nothing in Ruin to explain this and we need to wait for another answer. Also, what happened to Arnold? We'll get to ending 3 later, but this seems to be the most canon ending. But why does M2 just walk away from Arnold? I guess there's more to learn. So that DLC that has some text strings in the files better answer this. Or else. Nah, well, everything is said and done, and you know what? That was a great game. Still, what's going on with that Moon.exe? New Game Plus? Yeah, alright, might as well see what else I can find. Oh, okay. Guess we're just sitting through this whole thing for the 3rd time. Okay, so this is the fucker that causes us to replay the whole game? This one white tiger fuck is the reason why? Really? You couldn't add anything else? And I was just being a dumbass here. So, fun fact. This chase is RNG, I'll have them side by side. There's a few areas like this, it keeps repeat playthroughs fresh. I like it. Oh, so we're doing this again. Got to sit through the whole thing again. Great.
Ed, you're not going to want to hear this, but there's a lot of grumbling on the work floor. You have a lot of new ideas and new projects coming in, but the staff can't keep up with all your changes. Your creative energy is amazing, and I love you for it. But I think you need to step back a little and focus on one project at a time.
Hearing this on a second playthrough, this is kinda tragic. Telekinesis. How is this section worse on a second playthrough? Oh yeah, because of the fucking door gimmick. That being said, thank fuck the number is the same every time. This game does have some RNG stuff on replay playthroughs, so thank God this isn't it. This is, single-handedly, the most effective jump scare in the game. You go to open this because why would there be a locker here if the Mimic wasn't meant to be here? And then, well, you just saw it.
I feel stupid recording this, but I just hope somehow that you can still hear me. I can't do this alone. The change orders are killing me. Our employees, my friends, they keep leaving. The money's gone. I just need to finish the new Fazbear project, and then everyone will come back. We can get back to normal. I miss my friends. Our friends. I miss you. I miss you more than you'll ever know.
I love me some good character work. Seeing just how important Fiona actually was to this whole thing. Yeah, I can see why Edwin would latch onto anything that seemed to be her. Alright, time to clean up, because as soon as I enter in that office, it's time to end the game. Why is there a mailbox in the executive bathroom? Is Eddie reading emails while on the shitter? He's just like me, for real.
Ed, I hate talking to you through this stupid bear, but it's hard to reach you otherwise. I'm worried about the new suit design. One of my costumers, Vic, nearly lost his hand today. All he did was spill a can of pop and the thing snapped shut like a bear trap. You're busy, but you can't rush these things.
Ah, more Springlock lore. Always down for some more Springlock lore. Chica lore. Finally, we're expanding upon the Chica's Party World stuff from Sister Location that never went anywhere. And people say this game retcons the lore. So this is what? Dead Guy number 5 now? This is probably the goriest FNAF game besides Sister Location. The game also had 2 bodies, but way too obscured, especially compared to this. I love these little commercials. It reminds me of the Fast Force from Help Wanted 2, and that's not a bad thing. This game thrives in small, tight environments, but this is a little too tight of an environment. There's kinda no real room to work with. There's a couple of times where you can take out the clown teeth and go behind them to a hidden area. It's a cool way of hiding stuff, and I'm glad to say this one didn't hit me at first.
Edwin, never forget. They're behind it. Don't trust them. Never tell them. They want to destroy you. Dad was right.
So Edwin's dad worked with Fazbear's? I guess that makes sense if Fazbear's was an old competitor to Chica's Party World, given that apparently that company went under in 75. But how old is this company? It went from the 70s to the 2030s? Want an unbeatable strategy? Throw a rat as far as you can go and go to the other side and just sit there in a locker. Hey, wait a minute. That's the Ruin Bird. I love that continuity.
Fiona, surprise, it's me, Edwin. This might be a little awkward, but I've got something very important to ask you. Okay? Here goes. We've known each other for how long now? I don't remember your start date off the top of my head, but it's been a few. Okay, let me start over. Oh, come on. Rewind not working. Oh, well, keep going. Just, Fiona, ignore that part. Anyway, you're the most amazing artist and creator I've ever been lucky enough to employ. We just click in every way. I hope you feel the same. You know, MCM wouldn't be this successful without you. You've become the heart of this company, and I want to share it with you. And you're also really pretty, like asymmetrical pretty. I should have led with that. And you're fun and funny. Not a lot of things really make me happy, but you do. And you make the best puppets. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I can't think of a future without you. I want to keep making magic and sharing our creations with the world forever. So, will you marry me? Please? I love you.
Damn it, game! You made me cry at somebody being genuinely vulnerable. Where was this kind of writing in the previous games? All of them, going back to the original. Oh, so that's what we saw earlier that caused that massive cave-in. Yeah, I can see why this would cause that. Hey, is anybody up there? I'm stuck down here. The elevator isn't working and I'm getting really hungry. Is anybody getting this message? Huh. Am I gonna meet him down here or see another corpse or something? What the fuck was that? Is that Moon? This section is genuinely terrifying. I keep turning the corner, not sure if I'll find him.
Baby down, now and
Is he singing? What? How? It adds enough personality and scare factor for me to consider it a win, but I still want to know how this happened. Even just watching this footage back, I'm feeling genuinely tense and terrified. A sign of good horror. I thought he wasn't meant to be able to get to this area. How is he here?
David, where is my ball?
There's a whole ass other game within this game. I wouldn't say this is a mini game, it's a full-on adventure game. And unlike SB with its weird 39 collectible requirements for the VIP ending, this gives a proper reward for the collectibles. Ah, so FNAF 2 rules. Got it. Why is there a key in my Sharpay plush? Ooh, very spoopy. Well, I guess we know what happened to Fiona now. Yeah, that tracks. How did we get back to the MCM? Oops, we put Jackie inside the boots. Wait, what the fuck? Why are we putting her inside of boots? Okay, so that is just the mimic version of Dolly. Wait, what room is this? We haven't been there yet. Look, it's good that there's a whole lot of other game in here. However, I'm going to be honest. I just kinda gave up rewatching the footage. As much as I wanted to go through and find stuff to make fun of, it's a text-based adventure game. There's only so much I can wrangle out of it. Huh? A secret upgrade to my data diver. Let's go get ourselves a secret ending. I love how they never actually shut down the hidden diver areas. You can always see them, you just can't access them without this upgrade.
For the last time, no, it wouldn't be him. Oh, who am I kidding? You're not really you. It's so stupid.
Edwin, calm down and give it some thought. Try again. Make another, and we can all be together.
All this time wasted? I should have been having fun with him, playing games and teaching him how to make things. But I didn't. You. I let a machine raise my kid. You're not real. What was I thinking?
You do not mean that. It is me. I'm Fiona.
Stop talking like her. You're not her. I never want to hear or even think about you ever again. Ever!
Oh, so Edwin had some clarity before making M2 and Fiona pushed her into making him a son. That's kinda a cool concept. Edwin made a robotic mother figure whose sole purpose it is to be a mother, and then when her son dies, of course she'd want another child. Again, this is good character writing. Cawthon, was this level of writing when you were writing HRY223? The fact some people still try to argue this is the FNAF 4 room when it just objectively isn't. I guess we're doubling down on the whole idea Monty and Bub were meant to be major characters before Edwin pulled a Mrs. Afton and vanished without a trace. This will be genuinely terrifying in VR. Damn it, he's adorable! Now I don't want to do anything with him. And we get to keep the glitch permissions in a New Game Plus run through. Heck yeah! So, final sin, and this is probably going to be another long one, but what was going on with that van in Help Wanted 2? That update was made to promote more of, this game, to promote this game coming out, and nothing like that happens here. The van looked like it would have been the one from the beginning of the game, but it just wasn't. So, what were we meant to take away from this? Is this showing us that after everything happens, Fazbear still goes back and gets MXES? Does Arnold get it in some future DLC? Did it pull a Vanny and was cut content? I'm not sure. And with that whole van thing not being here, it makes me question, what was the point of that update? Other than teasing this game, what was the point? Because it had the model of the MCM, but like the toy model that was inside of Edwin's office. And it had a van taking Fiona, but at the same time, that wasn't Fiona, that was MXES. I'm not quite sure what to make of this.
I am Secret of fucking Mimi.